When it comes to your inner child, you got to understand that it's been suppressed for so long. You've been pushing it back for so long, pushing back, talking to your inner self, who you used to be, your inner child. You can have a conversation with your younger self, right? By remembering the times that you want to remember or the times that you really don't want to remember. Either way, those thoughts, those memories are there. All we do is suppress them and we push them down. But that can stop us from remembering what we truly need in this world, right? Because at the end of the day, what we truly want sometimes is just a hug, right? It's just somebody to say, hey, I believe in you. I see you. Your existence matters to me, right? It's just for somebody to say, you know what, I love you. I may not know you, but I love you. So, from me to you, I just want you to know that I do love you. I may not know you, but I do love you. I want you to know that, your existence matters, that I'm glad that you're watching this right now, and I'm glad that you're here. And I just think that a lot of the times we may lose focus because the world brings us through a lot. The world brings us through a lot of ups and downs. Life itself brings us through a lot of ups and downs, but we can never forget our goals and dreams. We just can't. The goals and dreams that we have in our life, those things matter. You cannot just put that on the back burner. The goals and dreams that you have when it comes to who you used to be as a kid, when you had these dreams that everybody was like, you got to be more realistic. You got to actually give that a chance. The things that you always wanted to do as a kid, whether it's travel, you got to actually give that a chance. You weren't just a young, dumb kid. You were a human being, and you still are, with big dreams, big goals, and big aspirations. And no matter what you went through, no matter your ups and downs, no matter your childhood, no matter your upbringing, you should be proud of yourself for making it through this far in life, going through everything that you went through and still finding a way to stand, still finding a way to grow, still finding a way to evolve, still finding a way to be the best version of yourself that deserves an applause. And the truth is, because you're here today, I need you to know that you can achieve anything you put your mind to. You can be anything that you want to be in this world as long as you have discipline, as long as you have faith, as long as you have consistency, but most importantly, as long as you're not killing the dreams that you had when you was younger, right? As long as you're not letting the things that happen for you in a way where you think it's just happening to you, in a way where you think life is against you. The truth is, life is not against you. Things are happening for you to evolve. And I know a lot of those things could be tough. It could be hard. You asking yourself, are people there for me? But just don't forget to be there for yourself. We can't worry no more if people are there for us or not. We got to make sure that we're there for ourselves. This life is so unforgiving sometimes. People could be so unforgiving. People could be having a lack of love. And that's what they have to deal with within their heart. They got to go through the process that we're going through. They got to start their healing journey. They got to start their healing process, right? Like, we can't save everybody. We can't help everybody, right? But first, before we can even be an inspiration to somebody else, we got to help ourselves. We got to be there for ourselves. And there's a lot of things that we like to push down on the back burner. There's a lot of things that we don't want to bring up. Things that may have happened to us, right? But we have to change our perspective and understand that it happened for us to evolve, for us to be the person that you are today. You should be proud of who you are today. I just think sometimes we neglect our inner child. We neglect our inner self. We forget that we are human beings having this experience. And on a deeper level, we're spiritual beings having a human experience. So take the experience for what it is. But don't forget to nurture who you are inside. Don't forget to nurture your spirit. Don't forget to nurture your soul. Don't forget to nurture your heart. And like I said, a lot of times we neglect it because the world is so callous. The world is so tough. The world is so unforgiving. But that's why we have to forgive ourselves. That's why we got to love ourselves, because it's hard to find love out here, right? It's hard to find genuine love and support out here. That's why you got to be your biggest supporter. That's why you got to love yourself to the maximum. You know what I'm saying? It's so important for you to love yourself to the maximum. I don't know who you were yesterday, and I don't know who you're going to be tomorrow. But I do know that what matters is who you choose to be today. And you can choose to be somebody that will finally forgive yourself. You could choose to be somebody that finally will look after yourself. You can finally take care of yourself. You can finally make sure that you're doing the best that you can for yourself. These are the things that matter. There's a lot of times where we're looking for other people to do these things for us. We're looking for other people to do these things for us, but the truth is we have to do it for ourselves. We have to first do it for ourselves. What's cool too? What's cool is that, where I'm sitting right now, I get a view of everybody that's running around. You got a lot of beautiful kids running around, just running around. And I remember when we used to do that. I remember when we used to go outside. Like, I would beg my mom after I came home from school. I'm like, Mama, please, like, I finished all my homework, I did everything I needed to do for the day. Like, can we please, go outside and have some fun? Can you take me to the basketball court? Can I play outside with my friends? And, we would go outside and we'll play football. You know what I'm saying? We'll play football, flag football. Y'all know, you know what I'm saying? If you had a childhood, and then we had a basketball. I'll put some air in the basketball, and then I would like shoot basketball hoops like right outside our apartment. And it was just a brick wall, but we had goals, like we had like rules. So you had to put the ball right in the middle, and then you'll score a point. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, bro. Like, we made anything work. Like, we just wanted to have fun. And as we grow older, we start to recognize, or we start to not recognize, like, where did that go? It starts to fade away as you get older. That sense of having fun, that sense of belonging that you had, maybe friends that you had when you were younger. You start to remember the good times, times that were much less complicated, a life that you didn't have to worry about bills or worry about, paying this or paying that. Everything so quickly becomes about money and resources, and these things are important. I'm not saying that it's not, but when's the last time you went outside to go for a walk? You see my point? You see what I'm saying? Like, when's the last time you went outside to just go outside and play around, to go outside and run and have fun? Like, when are we gonna do that? And the truth is, we don't do it because we are in this system and we don't know how to get out. We don't know how to break free. We don't know how to become the best version of ourselves. And becoming the best version of yourself is not always about hard work. It's about doing the healing process. That's how you become the best version of yourself. How can you become the best version of yourself if you neglect your inner self, if you neglect your inner child, if you neglect who you are on the inside? You can never become the best version of yourself if you're neglecting what got you here. Your childhood is what got you here, and then you went into your adolescence. So when we say you got to heal your inner child, what we're saying is the traumas that we're going through, the dreams that we had that people said was not possible, you have to unlearn these things. You got to understand that life happened when it comes to trauma. I'm not a therapist, right? But I do believe that anybody that has been through some sort of trauma, which I believe it's all of us, we've all been through ups and downs. Of course, some got it worse than others. But the fact that you're still here listening to this, the fact that you're still standing, as my mama would love to say, when you're still standing, despite the storm, despite everything that has happened or is going on, you got to give yourself some credit. I got to give you your flowers, bro. I got to say congratulations, because you're here, and that's inspirational, because you're still standing, and that's inspirational, because you're still smiling, and that's inspirational, right? And we don't talk about that enough. It's about what we overcome. Life is about what you overcome. It's not just about the gifts. It's not just about the destination. It's not just about the materialistic things. Life is about what you overcome. Life is about what you overcome. And when it comes to trauma, I believe that y'all have overcame a lot of things that a lot of people couldn't even fathom. A lot of people couldn't even recognize or understand. The things that you have been through to get you to where you at right now, you got to give yourself some credit. The fact that you're still here, you still standing, you didn't give up. Right? Your life matters, and I'm glad that you're still here despite everything that you may have been through. So what does it mean to take care of that inner child? Is understanding that trauma aspect, that life is happening for you, not to you. So the things that has happened to you, quote unquote, is actually happening for your evolution and for your growth. Right? It's happening for your evolution, and it's happening for your growth. And again, to become the best version of yourself, you got to take care of that inner child, which means you got to protect the dreams and the goals that you have on this earth. There's a lot of people that told you that you cannot do it, but the truth is you can do it. There's a lot of people that told you that it's not possible, but the truth is that it is possible. So you have to have that faith, you have to have that resilience, and you have to have that dream, and you can't lose it. You have to protect your dreams, man. And there's a lot of y'all have let your dreams go. You no longer involved with your dreams. You no longer believe in your dreams, and your dreams have passed away with your youth. But you got to heal that inner child. You got to be happy. You got to smile. You got to be grateful for life. You got to be grateful for the opportunity to win. You got to be grateful for the opportunity to be the best version of yourself, right? No matter what's going on around you, no matter the distractions, no matter what you've been through, no matter how life hard, no matter how hard life was before, or no matter how hard life is right now, you still have dreams and goals that you need to protect. You still have dreams and goals that you need to invest in. You still have dreams and goals that should not have died with your younger self. You have to be here right now. You got to take care of your youth right now. You got to take care of your younger self that's right there in you. Seeing you grow, seeing you blossom, seeing you accomplish things, seeing you go through the hurt, seeing you go through the ups and downs. You got to make your younger self a promise, and you got to say, you know what, I'm going to look out for you. You know what, the goals and dreams that we had when we were young, I'm going to go after it no matter what. I'm going to try my best to make it come true. You got to let your younger self know that you're here for yourself. Because remember, the number one thing that a lot of us have gone through, we may feel neglected. Right? And that's why our inner child is so pushed down. We may have felt neglected before. Somebody may have neglected us, or a relationship didn't work out, or you went through heartbreak and you don't know if people love you. You don't know if you're a good person. Let me tell you something right now. I love you. I see you. Just like I said earlier, I see you. You see what I'm saying? And you got to now pour that back into yourself. You got to say that for yourself. You got to do that for yourself first before you could do that for anybody else. You got to give yourself the self-love. You got to give yourself the self-care. You got to be there for yourself before you could be there for anybody else. We cannot neglect our inner child any longer. Our inner child has been neglected for way too long. Our inner child has been neglected for way too long. I said our inner child has been neglected for way too long. Way too long. We've just been doing things and moving in this life without checking in with ourselves, without making sure that we're good, without making sure that life is going in the direction that we want it to, without tapping in to our younger self, to our inner child, and saying, am I making you proud? Keep it real, right? We have to make our inner child proud. You know, you got to make your inner child proud. Are you making your inner child proud? Are you? Right? And to me, a piece of your inner child has to be proud of you because of all the things that you went through, and you still here, you still standing. You still here, you still standing. And I feel like that's a beautiful thing. I can't lie. You know, we don't give ourselves enough credit. We don't give life enough credit for helping mold us into who we are. Instead, we throwing rocks at life. We mad at life. We trying to understand why life is putting us through all these ups and downs, but it's for your evolution. It's for you to evolve. It's for you to make better decisions. So it's not about being perfect, but like I said, it's about forgiving yourself. You have to forgive yourself. You have to forgive yourself for neglecting yourself. You have to forgive yourself for not doing the things that you need to do. Because you could change that today. You could change that right now. Right? It's not all about hard work. Remember, it's about the inner work. It's about the inner work. It's about making sure who you are on the inside is being taken care of. You know, we live in a world, like I said, where we can neglect a lot of these things. But nah, we're not going to neglect it no more. It's not fair to us. It's not fair to our goals and dreams. And most importantly, it's not fair to our inner child. Why do we keep neglecting ourselves? Why do we keep neglecting the things that actually matter in this life? Because it's one thing for you to gain the world and get all this success, but in that process, what if you lose yourself? Right? What if you lose who you were? And of course, you're supposed to grow and you're supposed to evolve, but when you look at those baby pictures, that's you. That was once you. You see what I'm saying? Like that was once you. Where did that person go? Yeah, he's grown up, but Has this person grown up and taken care of themselves? Have you grown up and looked after your goals and dreams? Have you grown up and grown into the person that you always wanted to become? Or has life stripped away all your innocence? Has life stripped away your goals and dreams? Has society stripped away your goals and dreams and told you that it wasn't possible? Don't listen to all that noise. You know, if you have a dream, you got to protect it. Don't neglect it. You got an inner child, you got to protect it. Go outside for walks, start to journal, start to understand who you are on a deeper level, start to take care of yourself in this world. Because like I always say, if we don't take care of ourselves, then nobody can take care of us, and we can't take care of nobody else. People only like to help people who are willing to help themselves. You see what I'm saying? That's the reason I show up on YouTube every single day, because I know that you all are doing the work. I'm just here to give you a push, whatever that may look like for you. And I'm grateful that I'm even able to have this opportunity to give you a push, right? But at the end of the day, you have to make the changes that you want to see in your life. So nobody wants to help somebody that doesn't want to help themselves. So you want to help yourself? Then I'm telling you, if you want to help yourself, then I'm telling you, don't neglect your inner child. Don't neglect your inner child. A lot of y'all inner child is crying out for help. Crying out for help. Like, where have you been? Why haven't you been here? Sometimes we think we could be present in the world, but we have to be present within ourselves. You got to ask yourself, what's going on in here? Do you feel neglected? Do you feel like people don't believe in you? You got to heal that. You got to build a relationship with yourself. And in the process, if you believe, build a relationship with God. You have to. You have to. So, these are the things, in my opinion, that are important that we can tend to neglect in society. We neglect ourselves. We neglect our inner child. I'm not going to neglect my inner child any longer. My inner child needs love. My inner child needs a hug. My inner child needs to know that he can have those dreams and goals. He can accomplish whatever he puts his mind to. Right? Or are you just going to keep your dreams and goals and who you are deep down and bury it? You gotta address some of the things that you're going through. You gotta address these things in life. You gotta address the ups and downs. You gotta address the good. You gotta address the bad. You gotta address it all. You gotta address what you've been through. You gotta address it, because the truth is, it ain't just about going through it. It's about overcoming it. You've overcame that. You overcame those things, and that's why you gotta be so proud of yourself, because you overcame it. All right. So I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Let's start the journey of healing our inner child. Our inner child needs us now more than ever before. We got to give ourselves the love, and we got to give ourselves the attention that we deserve, the attention that we need. All right. Now listen, I appreciate videos that know how to acknowledge the problem, right? But I appreciate videos even more when they're trying to help you solve the problem and find a solution. So again, I'm not a certified, therapist or none of that. I'm just a brother out here trying to help people. I have my notes open. These are things that have helped me along my journey when it comes to healing my inner child. And I would like to share that with you right now, because I'm a solution-based person. Again, that doesn't mean that I have all the answers, but it means that I'm trying to find them. And I'm doing what works for me. And I hope that at least something out of this can work for you. So the first thing that you have to do in order to heal your inner child is to acknowledge your inner child. You have to recognize the emotional wounds and traumas from your past. Whatever you've been through, you know what those things are. You have to acknowledge it. You have to acknowledge that it exists. You have to understand people cannot heal if they don't acknowledge. That's one of the most important things. Some people want to act like this doesn't exist. Some people want to act like there is no such thing as an inner child. But the truth is, your inner child is just your most thoughts, your most innermost experiences that you've had that's been pushed down for way too long. Okay? It's there. It has always been there, and it'll always be there. So you have to heal it in order for it to be a positive force in your life instead of a negative force. Number 2, you want to identify triggers. Understand what triggers negative emotions and reactions, right? I don't know what that is for you. I know what that is for me. I've been through my journey, right? But I need to figure out, okay, how can I act better because of it? Or what can I learn because of this? Or, okay, this triggers me. What can my response be so I don't get triggered so easily, right? Those things are important. So first, you have to acknowledge your inner child. Second, you have to identify triggers. And you know what those triggers are, right? I can't tell you what it is, but you have to know for yourself. Third, self-compassion, right? You have to treat yourself with kindness. You have to treat yourself with understanding. And you have to treat yourself with patience, okay? Number four is reparenting. Yes. Give yourself the care, love, and validation you needed as a child. Now, if your parents did a great job, that's great. If your parents, did an okay job, then it's up for you again to give yourself the care, love, and validation that you did not have when you were a child, okay? Number five, you have to have forgiveness in your heart. You have to release the guilt, the shame, and the anger towards yourself and other people that could be around you. You have to forgive people. Forgiveness is huge, right? Number six is grief and letting go. You have to process and relate. You have to process and release painful memories, right? Process the memories, process what you've been through, and then you have to release it. You have to understand that it has already happened and it no longer has to tie you down. Number seven is self-care. Prioritize your physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. At the end of the day, you got to prioritize yourself. You got to take care of yourself. You got to make sure that you're doing good. And number eight, inner dialogue. Practice positive affirmations and reframe negative self-talk, right? Process the things that you're going through. Process the things that you're going through. And you have to practice self-talking and practice it in a way where you're not speaking negative towards yourself. Instead, you're speaking positive towards yourself, because negative self-talk will keep you in the same place that you're at right now. But positive self-talk can open up a better reality for yourself, right? That's how you create a better life for yourself. That's how you create some optimism, okay? Don't give up on yourself, right? You have to believe in yourself if nobody else does. You got to love yourself if nobody else does. So you have to practice positive affirmations. Number nine is to seek support. You could consider therapy, right? Support groups, trusted friends, and trusted family members, okay? Go to support, all right? When it comes to community is very important. We have a Discord you could join. A lot of people have joined the Discord and they love it, all right? That's where you find community, okay? And then practice mindfulness. Focus on the present moment and release the past. Again, you have to understand that what has happened, and you have to focus on what you can control. So those are just a couple things that I wanted to end the video off with. Those are things that you can do to actually heal your inner child. Those are not all the things, but those are the things that have helped me. All right. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for taking the time to dig a little bit deeper beyond the surface and to visit who you truly are on the inside. Okay? I love y'all. I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.